All right, and we are back live, episode 57.
Yes, sir.
Episode 57, the radio show about nothing, the podcast about nothing. We are back. Boom, boom, boom.
Yes,
Already got the name for this
sir.
episode. This was easy. This week, episode 57, No Air by Jordan Sparks and Chris Brown. Shout out to y'all for watching. Stop, pause, like, comment, subscribe, share, make a clip, send it to your friend, make a clip, send it to your moms, share it everywhere.
Yeah.
Welcome back to what is about to be 2 hours of good hoop,
Yes,
good
sir.
jokes.
Yes,
to my
sir.
left, my boy, lifelong partner, co-creator, co-founder, co-owner, co-financer, co-signer.
You feel me? Welcome back. Welcome back. We are in the building.
Yes,
It is good to be back. As I fix my hat, let me get right. I am very happy to be here. As always, this is my favorite thing to do is talk to you guys. I appreciate the listens. I appreciate the views. I really do. We have some things coming for you next year, so stay tuned. Tell a friend to tell a friend. As he said, like, subscribe, comment. And the first thing I just want to say is, Rudy Gobert, you are a... So let's get it's hella shit to get to that we about to just have joke about. I'm not here to be serious about not one thing today.
No.
So let's start with the drama from last night. Beautiful day in the Bay.
Oh, beautiful day.
Just a beautiful day. No
Court
rain. Very super chill weather.
Mm-hmm.
No reason to even be mad, bro. You a millionaire. Weed legal.
Yeah.
The court look all pretty. One of the best NBA season courts, honestly, because it's not bright
one
as
of the
hell.
ones that you can stand for.
For real.
Yep.
And you know, 0-0.
Yep. Nobody scored yet.
Nobody has scored. Every shot has been missed. No timeouts have been taken. Half the arena not even there yet.
Commercials ain't even came on yet.
Not one commercial. No bill has been paid yet. Klay Thompson tries to box out
McDaniels.
Jaden McDaniels.
Yep.
And Jaden McDaniels said, "No, you are not, sir." He pushes Klay. Klay pushes him. He pushes Klay again. Klay's like, "What the fuck, bro? Let go of my hand." He pulls him closer, pushes him. Rudy Gobert, big 7'2" ass. Stop. All right. So at this point, we're on push 4.
Right.
Draymond hasn't noticed yet.
Right.
Andrew Wiggins hasn't really noticed yet.
No, Chris Paul hasn't thrown a punch, surprisingly.
Chris Paul hasn't noticed yet.
Yep.
He hasn't dove into nobody's knees yet.
Right. Yeah. Mike Conley better look out.
So it is just Klay, McDaniels, and Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
Mid-court. Maybe, I don't even know if it was 2 full seconds. But Rudy Gobert get a hold of Klay so fast, it took a screenshot for people to believe that he actually did it.
Yep.
Draymond came through like Batman.
Yeah, big bro.
Come here.
That's big bro for real. That's big bro for real.
That's my brother.
Yeah. That's why it's
Boy.
called, that's why this video called No Air.
Let that boy be 30.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert might not look. Rudy Gobert might be in a hospital somewhere,
Yo,
dog. That
shout
would have been
out-
30,
shout out
dog.
Twitter. I wish I had the user like in my head so I could shout you out. They said, "Let this be a lesson. Don't you ever reach for one of them light skinned boys in your life."
Ever in your life, dog. Don't you ever in your life reach for one of them light skinned boys. My bad. I lost my mic cover and everything. My bad, Mike. Sorry for choking you. But as this happens, Draymond has Rudy Gobert in a chokehold for like 8 straight
From
seconds.
half court to the 3-point line.
If you've ever been in a fight, you know how long seconds take in a fight. Yeah. Being in a chokehold for 8 seconds,
Crazy.
by second 4, you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna make it out of this.
Yeah,
like,
like, oh wow, he's really choking.
it's really bad. And then on top of that, it's Draymond Green.
Yeah.
And he hate me.
Right, he really choking.
He might not let go.
Bro,
like
it's like, wow, he's choking me, and I got one of his defensive players at least. Like, at minimum, I got one.
Bruh. And what was killing me about the video was Steve Kerr came on the court and was like, Draymond, stop it. He didn't even reach for him. He just looked at him and was like, stop it, Draymond.
Shout out Steve Kerr, and I'm glad you said that. Perfect segue into, of course, by no surprise, if you watch this show, know me, know Daniel, we are on Draymond's side.
Oh,
surprisingly.
for sure. No question.
When Steve Kerr walks up to Draymond, he did what Rudy Gobert should have did, and what people are telling me Rudy Gobert tried to do. You want to de-escalate a conflict, you don't join the conflict. Steve Kerr's like, hey, Draymond, stop. He didn't grab Draymond. Like, no. So, of course, the instant reaction, and listen, I am always going to be on the side of jokes first.
Oh, for sure.
If everybody's safe, everybody made it out, first thing we got to get off of the jokes.
Of course.
And the Draymond jokes, of course, are funny. The montages with the rock music in the background, I love it. And listen, Draymond got to be that guy. But I am 1,000% on his side. And shout out Kenyon Martin, former player who had this same take. But if two people are in a conflict, and this is what I said, when Clay and McDaniels are going back and forth, it's still really calm. Well, in the NBA, Clay got 4 rings. He got 4 max contracts. He not going to throw no punch. Jaden McDaniels, he just got paid. He not throwing no punch. No. He's still cashing the first couple checks.
No, exactly.
These are still new checks.
Exactly.
He still he just want to set the tone, and that's cool. But the minute you start to intervene, like, I know from the comfort of your Twitter and your phone, you were like, hey, Rudy Gobert just wanted to stop him. Rudy Gobert has slapped his own teammate. I know Draymond punched his teammate. Rudy Gobert slapped his own teammate at a game. I'm not waiting to see if he's friendly fire versus Klay Thompson when Jaden McDaniels is already there. I'd rather grab him, and let's just find out later. And, listen, Draymond's going to wear it. He's going to get a bunch of games. But this is definitely a situation where it's like, man, I hate it had to be Draymond because you were right.
Yeah.
But
let me tell you who was wrong, though.
Yeah.
Karl Anthony Towns. You are a.
Oh, yeah. Karl Anthony Towns.
Yo.
I ain't going to say Ant because, listen, them Adidas checks still fresh.
No. Ant, you did nothing wrong.
Ant, you did perfect.
Ant can do no wrong in my eyes.
Yeah, Ant's like, everybody stop.
Did you see that pass he made for a game ceiling 3?
Bro.
That's why he didn't do nothing. Ant, you did the right thing, Ant. Cat, though?
Yeah.
Cat did the wrong thing because Cat tried to stop Draymond.
Right.
And then just gave up.
That
First
was
off, Draymond obviously has been in this situation before because as soon as Cat tried to grab him, he went straight chin to chest.
Yep.
And after that, Cat is at least supposed to try to get in front of Draymond, get his arms off of him, something. You 7 feet tall. That's supposed to be your twin. Y'all the Twin Towers, right? Why you not helping your twin out? I don't understand that, bro. If my brother get in a conflict, my friend, anybody I love, you not finna just have my dog in a chokehold for 10 seconds and I just follow you. Screaming, stop. Draymond, please.
Yeah, you gotta stand up.
Draymond, you don't have to do this.
Yeah, please.
Draymond, please.
What the bitches
it's not worth it.
What the bitches be saying? Look at me, Draymond, look at me.
look at me, Draymond.
Draymond, it's not you.
You have a future ahead of you.
Draymond, it's not you. Like,
the fuck is wrong with you, dog? Put your hands on that nigga, dog. If you get thrown out the game, you get thrown out the game, dog. Yeah. We game 11 and you're gonna be okay. Let your dog know you don't got your back. But I'm screaming my that brings me to the point. Yeah. Hey, bro. I don't think Minnesota really respect Rudy Gobert all too much.
Listen, we all got friends that we would kind of fight for. Like, let's we're not going to let them get beat up when we go out. But it's also friends of friends, you maybe not risking yourself or like.
Come on now.
Now, had they grabbed it,
oh, shit would have been different.
Listen,
shit would have got hectic.
I promise you, they would have not gotten from half court to the free throw line holding that.
Exactly. Exactly.
And the guy who started COVID and slapped his teammate probably isn't the
most like
guy in the locker room. And it kind of showed. And listen, I just don't like Rudy Gobert. I'm gonna keep it.
No, nobody does.
I can't stand him, bro. Like, first of all, you're the biggest nigga on the court. This isn't Mike Conley.
That's how that nigga look.
Yeah, arms up.
What are you doing, dog?
This isn't he's de-escalating. Like, it's not Mike Conley running up like, hey guys, fam, you are 7 feet towering above these niggas grabbing people. And my thing is, if you're de-escalating, Grab your homie.
Thank you.
Grab your mans. Don't
Thank
grab
you.
mine, nigga. Like,
Thank you.
Because when I see it, it's like y'all jumping him.
Thank you.
Like, if you want to de-escalate, grab the nigga you know you can calm down.
Because I still haven't seen it from, like, Draymond's point of view. I've been trying to find a video from, like, what Draymond was doing before he got to Rudy Gobert. Because, like you said, from the angle, if he's standing in a certain position, it looked like Rudy Gobert choking Clay and Jaden McDaniels right in front of him, finna steal off him, bro.
Yeah,
and it's like, dog, are you fucking out your mind? That's the guy. Like, that's 4 rings. Clay,
bro,
like, what the fuck? That's Clay Thompson. Oh, that's my brother. Like, I've been sitting next to him on a plane for a decade.
Listen,
you think you finna choke him?
And if anybody were to crash out for their teammate in the league, it would be Draymond.
And Steph Curry wasn't playing.
Listen, thank God. And listen, it's crazy because I was playing a Madden game because the game had just started. So I was like, all right, I may miss a couple of minutes of the first quarter, but once we get to halftime, I'm going to be locked in for the rest of this good game. I cut the TV on. I'm trying to see what's going on. The first thing I see is Steph standing up on the sideline just looking. I'm like, okay, they knew better. All right. Okay. They would have been mopping up some homicide if you would have grabbed stuff like that. Are you kidding me, man? Shout out to the Warriors for that. Shout out for Steve Kerr standing on business a little bit too. I do appreciate Steve Kerr, but I appreciate him standing on business for Dre there.
One thing I appreciate about Steve Kerr is he's never ever, unless until the Jordan Poole situation, which he obviously deserved, he has never criticized Draymond publicly. He has gone like, no, Draymond knows he needs to be better, but that's as far as it goes. He always says, I'm around for Draymond. I always had Draymond back. I'm always going to defend him. And in this situation, he said it again. Clay shouldn't have been ejected, and Draymond did that because of what he saw was going. Clay, I got no issue with it, and that's how you handle that as a coach, bro. Like your dog is your dog. You got that nigga on the team for a reason. That's the role he serves. He did the exact right thing.
That's the thing. Then that was the thing. That's his job.
That's his job.
It's like when it happened in the Ravens game. I know you searched because you watch all the Ravens snaps. Lamar was running out of bounds, but like didn't really go out of bounds, and he got whacked. And it was a clean hit, and the offensive lineman still came around and slid on him to let him know won't be none of that shit today.
No, sir.
Even if you wrong, you gotta slide sometimes. And in this situation, some people gonna think Draymond wrong. I think Adam Silver probably is gonna choose the optics over, trying to play the middle. He'll probably wear 10 or 20 games, but this is definitely one of those situations where it's like, man, I hate look at what he did in the past. Like, I hate that. I hate that so much. Because in the moment, when Rudy Gobert is choking Klay Thompson, Draymond isn't thinking, man, last playoffs, I got that tag. Like, no, he's trying to defend his teammate, which anybody would co-sign. Anybody would,
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't think his punishment is gonna be that bad because of that reason. No, I don't. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be 2 to 5 games. Yeah. Like, I don't think it'll be more than that. I will be shocked if it's more than 5.
I will say Ben Simmons choked out Cat and didn't get suspended.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if they don't suspend him because they'll look at the replay. So when they go back and do these situations, just in case you guys don't know, when they have these big situations, they go back and replay everything from every camera angle they have. They talk to the coaches, they talk to the refs, and I think from the situation, they'll understand why Draymond reacted the way he did. I think for the length of the chokehold, pause if needed. I think that will maybe get him 2 or 3 games because it was a really long time. Yeah. But the initial act, like if he does it and then lets go as soon as Steve Kerr's like, let's go, he probably doesn't get suspended at all. But I do think they will give him credit for defending his teammate because it is a picture clear as day of Clay being in a chokehold from Rudy Gobert. So
the length of the chokehold just by the way, before we get off that, like, shout out to Dre because I no cap, I said all this defending you. And listen, I'm equal opportunity. I give it up how I see it. I've criticized Dre. I'll praise Dre. But that first chokehold is for sure like, yo, get off Clay. Yeah. But once he got to like the 35-foot mark, that was like, this 2017, nigga.
It's like 2017, 2018,
nigga.
I just don't like you.
I was switching on Harden, nigga. Like, he really had some shit to get on his chest, bro.
No, it was some personal shit behind that because Draymond wasn't even looking at nobody else.
Yeah, nah.
Like Draymond had his eyes on Rudy Gobert's hairline. Like that was it. He didn't care what nobody was saying. It was like he blacked out and it was like, this is what I've been waiting for.
This is why Draymond play.
Oh my God!
This is why Draymond play right here.
Hey Draymond, you're not good in France no more though, bro.
Yeah,
so
nah.
sorry.
You gotta check in with Wemby. Be careful. Keep your head on a swivel, little bro. Nigga got French enemies everywhere.
I got enemies. Got a lot of. Yeah. Okay, so a game after that did happen. The Warriors are ass. Sorry, I lied to y'all last week when I told y'all they wasn't. But I told y'all I was gonna hear to overreact. And I did that, and now I'm overreacting again. Mm-hmm. Warriors are ass, and they may not make the playoffs. I don't actually feel that way. I will give a quick analysis because we talk about the Warriors every show, so I don't want to talk your head off about it. But a quick analysis about them is, I think they're in a very similar situation to the Warriors and the Lakers and the Suns, where injuries will kill them. Yep. And right now, Steph has a sprained knee. We don't know the degree of it. It does not seem.
They said they got good news yesterday.
Yes, it doesn't. It's not bad, but he'll probably be out the next 3 games. Yeah. He's not playing tomorrow. He'll probably miss a game or 2 after that. It's early in the season. You rather go on your 5-6 game skid early in the season. You have 20 right now. I think it's like 18 of your next 24 at home right now or something like that. So you're in a good spot in your season to lose a few games and get on a good roll. The good thing is, other than Denver, which we knew, nobody's running away in the West. Right. Everybody's kind of in that 2 to 6 loss range.
It'll all be just a punching match in that.
Exactly. It's going to be like it was last year with seeds 2 through 7 are a game apart from each other all year. It's going to be very similar to that because the Dallas and Minnesota are the 2 teams that are like both 6-8-2 or something like that. Mm-hmm. And those are the 2 teams where eventually they're going to tell off.
Yeah, especially Dallas. Minnesota, Atlanta always wins, so they might win 90 games.
I hope so.
Dallas, like a few of them games, just been like, okay, like, all right, Kyrie and Luke. But, we'll talk about them later. But some of that's like, you lost the whole game, and then Luka and Kyrie scored 9 really just Hall of Fame shots, and you won. Like,
yes. So that's kind of my analysis of the West right now, other than a team I actually do want to get into just a little bit, the Clippers. Yeah. Can you explain to our wonderful audience, shout out to y'all twins, why are the Clippers having the issues? Is it chemistry? Right. Is it trying to fit too many star people in one role? Is it a lot of washed stars on one team that don't want to admit they're not who they once were? Yeah. Is it a coach we once thought was a really good coach? Maybe isn't the coach he is. What do you think it is?
Let's start with the coach. Shout out Tyronn Lue, because while I like Tyronn Lue, I think he's one of the best coaches of the modern era. He started a problem that I just can't stand. The wearing the Nike Tech shit to the game. Like, I think it's so annoying. Like, put on a suit. Y'all niggas ain't earned that yet. Like,
Steve Kerr.
You're not Steve Kerr. Like, Steve Kerr won like 14 playoff series in the West and put that on. Like, Steve Kerr used to rock the suit. Like, y'all niggas ain't earned that clout yet just to wallop in the hoodie. Like, but more seriously on the Clippers, I was driving yesterday, and it was like I was almost home, so I didn't put on a new song because I like listening to those songs, and it really hit me what Harden was doing, and I really was taken aback by it, at how smart this nigga really is, like at how evil genius he really is, because everybody knew it would not work. Like, it's crazy. Everybody had different, really good reasons it won't work. It's like, oh yeah, they won't be able to play defense. Oh yeah, they won't have no depth. Oh yeah, none of them catch and shoot. Mm-hmm. None of them are good at it. Like, everybody had really great reasons. But it's like, why would he go there? Chris Broussard called the man mentally deranged or whatever you go. But so they are bad by Harden's design, because this is what's gonna happen. Kawhi and PG are gonna leave after the season, and Harden is going to strong arm Steve Ballmer into giving him that max that nobody else would give him. So 2 birds, 1 stone. He get to go to a new team. All he got to do is ruin it this year, and then it's his moving forward. Like, it's insane 4D chess. But when you get out there on the court,
must have been talking to Arthur Smith.
Yeah.
Two evil geniuses unite, bro.
It's mind-shockingly manipulative. Like if that ends up happening, listen, we right now we're in a really good spot, like where we're keeping track of everything we got. So I swear to God, if it happens, we are definitely gonna post this. But on the court, especially.
No, hold on. Let me reply to that first because that's amazing. I don't want you to just skip over that. Like that didn't make perfect sense. Like internal self-sabotage. Yeah. You're going crazy, James Harden. Look, bro. I don't know if you need to answer the question no more because that might be the answer. That might be the fucking answer.
And I was like, man, I didn't think it would work, but they look really bad. Like they look confused at times. Like, they look like all right, we knew it wouldn't be easy, but this feels different. Like they went from a really good team to like ass overnight, and everybody in the Clippers like shocked. Like, how did we get here?
Oh shit! But dude, this speaks to the old court.
So on court, bro. So the run to the litter of like dogs, like for the people who don't raise dogs, the run to the litter is the smallest one. That's usually the last one to the bowl. That's the one they eat the less. Usually the one that dies the first. And in this case, all the dogs that think they the big dog, not the big dog no more. Like when Russ wake up and look in that mirror, that's the MVP. That's 30, 10, and 10 a night. That's the Brody. It playing in LA in front of my family. When Kawhi look in that mirror, man, this 2 times final MVP, 2-time different city. First team all everything. Scoring, defense, all that. Harden, listen, I don't even want to say what Harden think about. Harden probably the happiest nigga in the world every day. And the only one who's actually close to being a superstar still, and that is still a great player, is the one guy who personality is not strong enough to take over the team.
Paul George.
Exactly. It's the worst possible scenario for Tyronn Lue, for Paul George, for Russell Westbrook, for Kawhi. It works out for nobody but James Harden.
There you go. Because he's right. I don't have much to say. As far as X's and O's, I think they have too many people. They have 2 guys that need to play 40 minutes that do the exact same thing, and then another 2 guys that need to play 35, 40 minutes that do the exact same thing. Yep. And in this pair with Russ and James Harden, Russ can't shoot. Right. So you're asking James to play a hybrid point guard, asking Russ to play a hybrid point guard, asking Kawhi to be 1A and 1B, but they're not getting shots in the same rhythm. You're asking everybody to work hard on defense because you're extra small now. So it is just a lot of moving pieces that they're going to have to figure out, which is why they're on a 6-game losing streak. They've lost every game since Harden got there, which is, again, why I cannot wait to post that. But I think they'll get it together. Yeah. But I think they're a first-round exit. I think they'll get it together enough to make the playoffs, but they're a first-round exit.
What's scary?
No, they're not winning a playoffs.
What's scary about them is come March, April, like right before the playoffs, you won't be able to stumble in the West. Like, you'll be able to lose a game. You'll be able to maybe lose 2 games depending on where you start. But this is such a volatile roster in so many ways because – like the same way you just broke it down with like the 2 different. It's like they're 2 different teams, forced together. Because let's split them up by 2 stars. 2 of the stars, probably some of the most volatile players in the league when it's going bad. Like Kawhi never unhappy long. Kawhi left a happy place because he wasn't happy enough. I know it's been quiet in LA, but he been hurt. He back healthy now. Kawhi not having fun at them games. And Harden, niggas know his resume. Listen, it's pure cinema. Listen, Harden ain't missed on a trade demand yet, I guess. And on the other end is Paul George and Westbrook, who can't stay healthy. So on one end, it's like, man, this keep going sideways. Kawhi just be like, y'all got it. Like, y'all niggas go hoop. All right, like, see y'all boys later. I'm mañana. I'm out. Or you things could be going well in March, and they body fall apart again.
PG and Kawhi just got hurt.
Literally. And in this West, 2 weeks with a shoulder, a week and a half with a knee.
Your season over.
You're done. And with all the massive expectations, he just built a new stadium. it's gonna go, and I hate that it's gonna happen this way for Paul George. For the rest of them, well, kind of for Westbrook too. I've come around on Westbrook, not for Kawhi and Harden, but really Westbrook and PG, because Westbrook was playing some of his best hoop right before Harden got there.
Right.
And PG always has played his best with Westbrook.
Right.
So just to see that go up in flames is crazy. But shout out to Harden, him and his agent, boy. That's Victor Von Doom right there.
Victor Von Doom. So we'll finish. We'll continue Clippers talk later. I won't stay too long on that. We'll go to in-season tournament. I just wanted to give a shout out to the NBA because it is hard. Like I fuck with it. I think the players are playing hard. They're buying into it.
$500K a lot of money.
No, a lot.
$500K a lot of money.
You heard Braun and Billy up and wanted that shit. So,
but Braun's listen. I'm telling you, Braun off the court is kind of becoming like MJ on the court. The more I hear about like non-basketball Braun stuff, the funnier that nigga get. Bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
him being cheap is hilarious, dog.
Bro, Braun being cheap.
That is really funny.
Braun been rich his entire life.
So for him to be cheap like that is like it's actually impressive.
Yeah,
to be honest.
It would be annoying though. I wonder how Bronny feel about it. We gotta get Bronny on the pod. I gotta ask that nigga. Like,
I want to know like is he cheap to them? Like does he spoil his kids and he's cheap to himself, or is it like he's cheap to everybody?
like yo, Dak, you give me this? What it costs? You're LeBron.
Shut the fuck up.
LeBron. Like, what do you mean? What it
I would just show him his contract.
Yeah,
dog, like you have a lifetime Nike deal. Just ask them to get it for me, dog.
Like,
what the fuck is wrong with you? But
it is crazy because Braun's so cheap, and you know Braun ain't paid for shit in like what 10 years. Like when's the last time Braun went somewhere and probably had to pay? What a restaurant was like, oh my God, that's LeBron. Like,
yeah, you got it, LeBron. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. You order $100,000 worth of shit for all 20 of your friends. We'll take care of it. Like, just leave us a tip. Like the fuck.
Shout out to in-season tourney though.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. The courts are what they are. But other than that, I really do appreciate the competitiveness I'm seeing. The Warriors B team took it to the wires with the Timberwolves, which did give me some hope with the Warriors. I love BP. That hey, bro, that's a ball player. That's a ball player. So I was encouraged from what I saw from the Warriors yesterday. They gave it away because Chris Paul decided to put the ball in Sarge's hands for the last 2 possessions, which didn't make any sense. But hey, man, you 39 now. You don't want to take them shots no more. I'm not really mad at you. Steph's supposed to be in the court, so it's cool. I can live with that. Because
I ain't signed up for them shots.
Yeah, like I'm not signing up for a game-winning shot over Rudy Gobert. Like I'm 39, dog. Leave me alone.
Why didn't Chris Paul take over? All right. Okay. Like, all right. I don't defend Chris Paul, but that's where I'm going to draw the fucking line. Like, I'm not going to give Chris Paul the keys. I don't care who.
At 39, bro? Yeah, be for real, dog. And really who I'm mad at is Andrew Wiggins. That's your game that you find your shot and you didn't. Zach LaVine on the trade block be looking for Andrew Wiggins and some picks and some.
Listen, hold your family close, boy. Hold your family close.
But hold your family close, Wiggins, but hold your family close to NBA because where Zach LaVine go can change the scope of this NBA season.
Oh, yeah.
That's a real ball player.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a fact.
That can change the scope of this NBA season. So, let's jump to some entertainment shit real quick. I do want to give a hand clap to a couple of artists, Chris Brown, BJ the Chicago Kid, and Ross and Meek Mill. All 3 of them dropped really, really good albums. Out of that bunch, the BJ Chicago Kid is the first album you need to go to. If you liked the Silk Sonic sound, you're going to love this album. It is probably the best album I've heard this year. I don't, that's maybe hyperbole because I only listened to it. I've listened to it 3. This is how good the album is, bro. Yeah. I put the album on. I went to Covington yesterday. I put the album on the way to Covington, and I have not turned it off since then. I haven't listened to anything
that's
else.
Hard.
I haven't listened to anything else. Yeah. It is amazing. Yeah. I'm talking love song, party song, we on coke in the club song, take it slow. We need an interlude with just some drums and the keyboard. Yeah. I got you.
Is there a chance feature?
No chance feature. The features are Chloe Bailey, some of the best music I've heard her be on. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. Shout out Chloe.
I think you're gonna love that song, but listen to it with a woman around you.
Oh, yeah,
because you're gonna appreciate it. Like you don't understand. Listen to it in the car, and then you understand what I'm saying.
I know exactly what type of music you talk about.
And then
fuck with that.
And I'll say this to even set the scene more: with a woman with you on a nice sunny breezy day.
Okay.
You're not in a hotel room with the lights off. Like you happy and you driving through, or you sitting in the park
on the way to the Braves
like
game.
that type of vibe. Yeah, type shit on the way to the Braves game. Yep. Who else is on the album? Coco Jones is on the album. Second song, killed the shit. Like,
shout out Coco
killed
Jones.
the shit. Who else we got? I don't want to miss anybody that's important because it is a really, really good project. I was really surprised. I actually shout out to the Joe Budden podcast. I listened to it because of Parks. This isn't like my normal bag. I've heard a lot of his music. He's really good on features. Robert Glasper is on the album. Philip Bailey, and Freddie Gibbs.
Bailey, that's
yes,
crazy.
and yes, Freddie Gibbs.
Shit.
That will probably be your favorite song. It's called Liquor Store in the Sky.
Oh yeah.
Look, bro. It's beautiful, bro. Yeah. It is a beautiful album, bro. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. This is good music. It is music for all ages. Right. It's a song on there for all environments, kind of what I was just saying. So hand clap to BJ the Chicago Kid. Thank you for putting that type of effort into music because we do not get that often. We don't get albums with this type of effort, this type of intention, this type of detail very often. And his voice sounds amazing, bro.
Coco Jones and Freddie Gibbs. I mean, if that can't sell you.
Look, bro.
That'll get you in the door.
Hey, and this is for our newer generation. 15 songs, 51 minutes.
50 minutes is not bad. For real.
Look, bro, it is a beautiful listen. If you with your girl driving through the city at night, put it on, bro. Start to finish. It's going to flow together well, everything.
All right, bro. That's lit.
Chris Brown was more of Chris Brown, but it sounded better because it wasn't 45 songs. It was 22 songs, and he split it up into like an R&B and then like the Chris Brown California, let's make some party music sound. So it's kind of split up like that. The R&B records on there, ridiculous. Like,
it's kind of scary how good Chris Brown is still.
Yeah, like it actually, how consistent he is. And I appreciate Chris Brown because Chris Brown understands his fan base. Right. And people don't, because he is who he is, very similar to the Wayne, the Kanye's of that stature. Yeah. Like, I don't got to be worried about you giving me a classic at this stage in your career. Just give everybody what they want, and this album has something for everybody on it. Features on the album, Maida, Friday, and that's it. That's it. That we would matter. Byron Messiah, if you guys know who that is, and DeVito and Loj are on the album too. I do appreciate Chris Brown sticking with the younger talent and letting them get some shine on his albums. Right. But a few standout tracks from that is Best Ever with Maida, No One Else with Friday, and Stutter would be my three standouts on that album. And for a better album review, please check out Grace from the Six. She has a YouTube channel. Oh, wow. It is
breaking news. Draymond just got 5 games. Not that bad.
Called it. 5 games. That's what I thought. That's a 2 to 5. That's what I thought. Yeah. We'll get back to that in just a second. Grace from the Six, all lowercase. And 6 is the number, not the letter. Shout out to her. Yes. She did a beautiful Chris Brown album review on Chris Brown. It has a bunch of album reviews.
Yeah, we'll put that in the description.
Yeah, for sure. And lastly, did you get a chance to listen to Ross and Meek?
No, I did not listen to all of it. I listened to the first couple of songs of Ross and Meek.
Okay, so Ross and Meek, y'all got to give it time.
I liked what I heard. But again, and I'll say this because I know you kind of feel this way. Like, we kind of like Ross. Like, I fuck with Ross.
I love Ross. Ross is one of my favorite rappers.
And we really like Ross. And niggas that like didn't come up with Ross, like the younger niggas or niggas who like West Coast niggas, they really don't get, like Ross really get to it on his album.
Yes.
Like Ross makes really good projects.
He's an album maker.
Literally. So I like the first couple of songs. I gotta finish it though.
So it is, this is another album I've had on repeat the entire time because I think I've explained this on the show. Ross is, like, if I had to write out a list of my 10 favorite rappers all time, he would be in the 10. Like, that's how much I appreciate Ross. So I think this album is gonna be hard to do what it needs to do because of how fast the music cycle is. Yeah. But the people that this album was supposed to reach will reach.
Oh yeah.
the album will grow on you. It is one of those type albums where you got to keep hearing it and being like, because it's not the Ross and Meek from 2014,
right.
And we haven't heard too much Ross and Meek together, so you don't really know what you're getting, but you know what you want. And when you don't hear what you want, you have to, as a consumer, be able to stop, take a step back from your selfish wants as a consumer, and go to where the artist was trying to take you.
Yeah.
And that once you do that, you will really appreciate this album. I honestly will say this is more so a Rick Ross album featuring Meek Mill, and that I appreciated a lot. The only couple records I didn't like on the album were the really short songs, where it was like Meek. I don't like that new flow Meek has that he got from the young niggas, the really fast flow. I don't really like that on Meek because I don't think he raps in a way where that fits his bag. Right. I think his words need to be dramatic. His beats need to be dramatic sounding, and that because that fits his style better and his content better. Yeah. But I am very, very impressed. After the third or fourth listen, it's like, nah, this shit is crazy. Wale, crazy.
Yeah, I rock with it. Especially, I'm glad you mentioned like the people that it's for, because Meek fans really listen to Meek albums.
Yes.
Ross fans, they really listen to the album.
Yes.
So I'm super hopeful that it probably won't get the giant commercial buzz it would have got like peak MMG
of course
music days. But this is definitely something that both of them. Like, this will be a good collab to look back on.
Yes. Yeah. This is something they can look back and be proud of and be happy they did. This is not some shit we threw together.
The A&R said this shit will work. Like, it's not that.
Yeah, it's not that. Yeah. French Montana, I shouldn't have said him first. Future is on the album. Future is on the album. And the thing about the Future feature is, that's a tongue twister. The thing about the Future feature is, it's 2013-14 Future. As soon as it comes on, you're going to know what I'm talking about. Jeremiah, Wale, The Dream, Tiana Taylor, Vori, Fab, and Cool and Dre. Everybody showed up.
That's hard.
Everybody showed up.
Shout out Vori, too.
Like, I think it was 16 songs, because I'm not counting the remix with Shaquille O'Neal and Dame. 16 real songs, and I would say they probably went 13 to 16. Okay. And like the 13 are strong. Like it's the strong 13.
I appreciate that, and I always appreciate Ross features because Ross features are always really solid.
Yeah. It's a really good project, and lastly, the beat selection, of course, is great. So to take a break before I get into the upcoming projects, actually, no, let me do that first. Let's do that first. You ready to come review a Flute album next week?
Listen, I'm gonna put the Flute album on. I'm gonna keep it right.
I'm putting the Flute album on.
I'm gonna for sure put the Flute album on. It's gonna sound nasty. I might work out to it for real. like leg day for real.
Hey, bro, like
Flute album.
Yeah.
Rocking.
Yeah, like I can't blame you, bro.
I was Andre 2000, bro. Like I will play.
He deserves my ears.
I'm a hope it's hard. Listen, especially Andre at this point, man. Whatever you want to do, gang. Whatever you want to do, gang. You can be singing, rapping, fluting, piano. I'm just because it was a long time we didn't see Andre 3000.
Yeah, and
I prefer this 1000%.
Bro, do what makes you happy. Like I love this big boy grilling lobster tails with his son on Instagram, doing fly shit with cars, hanging out with the Falcons players. Like, bro, you gave us everything.
So much, bro.
But you gave us so much. You changed the culture in Atlanta. Yep. You changed the way the world looks at us. Yep. Like, bro, go do what you want, enjoy it, and I think it's gonna be fire.
I hope it's hard.
Like I don't, because. So let me tell you how crazy everything is. So he said he didn't want to do a rap album. Like he wanted to do a rap album, but he couldn't because that's not where his mind, his head, his soul is at. And some people like Lil Wayne and Drake can just spit out music. Like it is just bleeding out of them.
Right.
But some people, the Hoes, the 3Ks, the Nas's, the Tylers, they really got the Kendricks. Yeah. They really got to feel something because of the type of music they make. And I will say more mature Hove because early Hove was like, hey, bro, whatever you want, I'm killing shit. Yeah. But 3K has always been that way. Kendrick has always been that way. Yeah. So I feel like because he can't rap, because he knows the rapping won't be something he's proud of and is what his fan base is wanting, that this flute album is going to be crazy because it's something he wants to do.
Literally.
And the genius he is, I trust him to put some crazy shit together and not embarrass himself.
Nigga been walking around Europe carrying a flute for years.
For years now.
So I'm like, who am I to tell him no? Who am I to tell that nigga no? Like,
cut that flute on, baby. Cut that flute on. That shit gonna be some good morning music.
Bro,
some
what?
Yeah, like some good bedtime music.
You know what it's gonna be? Great at work music.
Yes.
Great at work music. You know, you just trying to stay awake. It's early in the day. You know. I'm definitely one of those people. Early in the morning when I'm working, like, you know, if I'm working from home or if I'm working from the office, I don't want to hear the TV early in the morning. I don't want to hear people talking and yapping. You can't just turn on TV and it be some regular shit.
No.
Turn on TV like it be something crazy. Yeah. So, you know, I ain't trying to hear that. But in the music, you know, listen, I'm not trying to hear it early in the morning either. You know, a little flute to get you right Sunday morning. Yeah,
shout out to 3K. Shout out to all our goats, bro. We love y'all. And then speaking of goats, lastly, College Girl 2 is scheduled to come out tomorrow. It is Wednesday night, just in case we didn't say that. So it is scheduled to come out tomorrow at midnight. I went from just, okay, cool, we getting some new Lil Wayne music. I'm excited to find the 7 songs I like to, oh my God, these niggas might be tripping. Yeah. So if you haven't seen 2 Chainz Lil Wayne's or somebody's Instagram, they are releasing this as a movie, and 2 Chainz went on his I think it was a live or something and said like, yo, like I'm really excited for this album before any of this happened. Right. He was like, I'm really excited for this album because like I promise you, like it's nothing like anything y'all have heard this year, anything y'all have heard in a while. Honestly, like it is a movie. Like you can't skip songs because you may miss something, and it is really like a soundtrack. It is a movie. We really put our foot in this, and I'm like, if you don't know. And I've explained this about people from Atlanta. We can make anything sound good.
Facts.
I mean anything. Yep. We can talk some shit. So I know 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz makes all his albums sound like they finna be the next big deal.
Right.
But then I saw this rollout, and I appreciate, again, the detail, the just giving a fuck. Yeah. Like, Lil Wayne is 25 years in. He don't got to give a fuck. Nope. 2 Chainz is 15 years in and millions certified up, like who he is, Atlanta legend. Like, he don't got to give a fuck. Right. And them 2 together can go in a studio and sleepwalk themselves to 10 songs. Right. And just release, and everybody
tweet
going.
The link.
Yeah.
Tweet
like,
the link. Yo, go get that.
So to get 50 Cent to narrate your album, the track list has 5 scenes. So
fans at the 5 songs per scene. It looks awesome,
bro. Like that is really creative. It's really creative, and again, back to the same thing. Just like I care about this art. I want this to be something the fans can enjoy, something that you haven't seen in a while. So the album, if you haven't looked at the album title, it's a scene 1, Welcome to College Girl. Then it's 4 songs. Then it's a scene 2, Duffel Bag Boys. Then it's 5 songs. Then it's scene 3, Ladies Man. Then it's another 5 songs. Scene 4, No Fent, another 5 songs. And then scene 5, Never Was Lost. And then the last outro song. Right. So a 21 song track list turns into an actual 16-song album. Right. And not a 21-song album. You have breaks in between with one of the greatest rappers we've ever seen narrating your album. And then in the videos, like they're actually shooting a mini film for the album, and they're gonna have the music in between it. Like it is just a real rollout. Like we used to get. It is a real rollout like we used to get, and the track list looks insane. Yeah, like
minimal features for sure.
Usher, Fab, Benny, and by the way, I've heard the Benny the Butcher song already. Like, just ridiculous. Really? It's like ridiculous. Vori, Rick Ross, and Marsha Ambrosia. Like that's 5 crazy. Features. All Marsha Ambrosia. That's a dog. Like that's the outro too. Like. Yeah. And I've heard a snippet from the Usher song. It sounds like it's gonna be one of them, but it sounds like a party record, but a party record that fits an album and like you can just listen to chilling. So I'm excited, bro. I think we said this 4th quarter would be strong, and it's shaping up to be.
Not 1,000%. I'm super excited about it. I've been kind of kick the bee nest a little hype about it ever since I saw the Fugees freestyle. Shout out to the Fugees freestyle. Lil Wayne is listen. This is how crazy it is. My knowledge of Lil Wayne music is not, but definitely probably not to your knowledge. But I am a more knowledgeable Lil Wayne fan. Like I can hold my own. I've used Wayne in the verses before. Like I can go a month straight only listen to Wayne. I heard the verse and I was like, oh, that's just got to be a song. Like he didn't just spit that off the dome. And like you really should have seen my face on my computer, like trying to find Fuji's remix. I'm like, what? It wasn't on the tape. I don't remember that. And then it really sat in like, oh, he freestyled that. Like, oh, that was just a verse he had for that. Like, yeah, let me just get that out. Like, and no cap might be one of my favorite verses this year. Like,
what's up with dude, bro? What's up with dude, dog?
Bro, put you 6 feet deep like a pair of new socks. Come on, like, listen, Wayne has been the best rapper alive my whole life.
Dog, it is a treat to get to watch these guys, these goats, just be them goat selves with no pressure on them anymore. Yeah. And we spoke about that with Wayne I think last year about like when because the Future run started in like 2020, he started really killing shit, but only like his core audience and like the old Wayne fan pages were paying attention. We were like, look, please, look, he's going crazy. But 2021, 22, people started to realize like, oh no, this shit is not normal. Yeah. But we spoke about how, like, the one thing Lil Wayne loves to do anything is record music. Yeah. And for 4 years, he was recording music that he knew was never going to come out. Yeah. And you could see through his body, just the way he looked, and you could hear it in his music. Like, he was exhausted, defeated, and it just, like, genuinely was not happy. Yeah, fine. And he looks like a totally different person. He's on Undisputed every Friday. Bro, his radio show is out. He's outside. Yeah. Like, you see him he was at, I don't even know who the Charlotte Brothers is. They're, like, the completely different demographic, but he just came out with them like rock star shit, sung a rock song with them at a festival in Vegas, and then did $1 million, walked off the stage for free, like that's just hard. Outside doing shit. And it's like it's good to see your goats, and like that's why I appreciate Drake. Like Drake, whatever you feel about his music is what you feel, but like he is having so much fun. Yeah, and you can tell.
No, he's having a blast. This skits, like, he's having a blast, bro.
Bro, like, he's having a blast. The first person shooter video just came out today. Yeah. It's one of the best videos I've seen all year. Probably the best video I've seen all year. And, like, it looked like just like a good time. Like, it was just, and then, in that song, he did the Michael Jackson, One Away from Michael nigga beat it. He did the dance at the glove on. Like, killing shit. Just having fun, bro. Just being Drake. Like, and it's really good to see your artists grow up and just be able to be happy, be rich, and after they giving you so much.
That's a perfect segue because I am looking at the board, so we did hit everything in music, and you did ask me if anything was missing. But, of course, I blanked. I want to shout out Tyler, the Creator. I had a friend that went to Camp Flogna, had a crazy time. It really makes me want to go to something like that. But this may sound crazy, but actually uploaded his full main set to YouTube all the way through. Rants are there. Him telling you he's better than your favorite artist. All that stuff is in there. And much you needed. Don't see that from a lot of artists. And I do recommend, even if you do not watch concerts often, if you do like Tyler Creator music, if you don't like Tyler Creator music, if because you haven't heard it or, whatever the case may be, turn it on. And I said this to you because I know you love concerts. And I took a crazy nap. I forgot to tweet this. But for the people that are, because we've asked this, like, where's hip hop going? And then, of course, we're going to talk about Yachty talking about the current state of rap. Like, rap is in good hands. Like, that's where rap's going. Yeah. It's him.
Yeah, it's him.
It's 1,000% him. And I just want to shout him out for that crazy festival. He had some crazy people there, bruh.
Kendrick, Baby King,
Yachty, Ice Spice, bunch of Willow.
I think Billy performed.
Willow had a crazy set.
Really?
Yeah, Willow had a crazy set.
Nice.
But man, shout out Tyler, the Creator. Put on a bonker show.
And the set was all his previous albums.
Yeah.
And he burnt them all.
Exactly.
Letting you know the next phase of him is coming.
Exactly.
And I'm very excited to see what that is. The last I've heard of him, he said jazz music.
Right.
So if he drops the first jazz rap album ever,
right,
hands down, shout out to you. But I'm, like you said, bro, and that can transition to us into the Yachty conversation. I do have the quote, because I didn't want to get it wrong. But I do want to first say, yes, Tyler's everything we need in rap.
Yep.
And I feel like so Tyler is important in rap because very similar. I'll start up. Tyler is important in rap, very similar in how Drake is important in rap.
Yeah.
And stay with me. Kanye too, I'll throw him in that area. Right. Because at each phase in rap after the 90s, we needed somebody in rap to be like, nah, but you can do it this way.
Yeah.
Kanye was it first. Like, hey, bro, like, you don't got to kill everybody. Like, everybody don't got to die. Like, we can just wear some cute-ass outfits and be fresh as fuck and rap about getting fresh.
Can y'all relax?
Like, chill out. Like, I'm from Chicago, too. And
like, hey, I want to be a rapper, but y'all shooting rappers. Can y'all stop?
Like, please. Like, do you see this shit?
Y'all not shooting producers. Like, I'm not going to rap. Y'all keep shooting niggas.
So, Drake comes along
Yep.
out of Kanye's little camp, and I will say from Wayne's like not giving a fuck mentality. Like, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and he said that was the most important thing he told Nicki and Drake was be you. Like, don't let nobody tell you not you. That singing shit, stick with it. The way you rap, how you can just rap about anything and make it, stick with that. Right. Don't stray away from that and try to be me and a thug and all of that. He told Drake that, and obviously you can see clear as day Drake's influence of Kanye's influence in Drake. Right. So, and that brings me to Tyler, and Tyler took that and took it to somewhere else because he showed you don't even gotta act cool.
Right.
You don't even gotta like at first Drake had a real big image problem because he wasn't the best performer. Yeah, he was cool. A little lame. Yeah. He was a light skinned.
You remember the memes?
Yeah. Like he was soft, all of that shit. Kanye West
the type to close the refrigerator with his hips. Yeah.
Drake the type of nigga when he with his friends to be like, I really needed this.
I needed this out. So this is nice.
This is nice. So Tyler said, nah, like you don't gotta be the cool nigga that's sagging, that's smoking, that's doing A, B, C, and D, and not like I'm not throwing shots. This is not a threat. Like that's our culture. That's what we do. I'm not saying it's an issue. I'm just saying he showed it was something else, and you can get to the pinnacle of this art form, of this genre, without doing what we've seen all the other goats do. Right. And it's really important for artists to see him succeed in that light because Tyler has not changed. Tyler has been this weird ass, creative ass nigga this whole time. I'm gonna say all the provocative gay shit and not give a fuck because fuck y'all. Right. Y'all, this music is great. Y'all gonna listen to it. Exactly. I'm gonna dress like a schoolboy. Yeah. I'm gonna dress like a schoolboy in collared shirts. I'm gonna do a whole tour in bright pink and bright blue, light blue suits with Doc Martens
with the blonde wig.
Yes, like I'm gonna make an album and win an album of the year, a rap album of the year Grammy with an album that's not even rap. Yep. Like I'm gonna just stretch the boundary so far to where I open the door for the next me. Yeah. And I have to commend that because you open the doors up for people like myself who do not want to be a big ass rapper or nothing. I just like to rap. So, but you open the door for me to have the confidence to be like, yeah, I'll rap. I'm from Covington, but I got some shit I know how to say that I can put on a beat and make it sound cool. Yeah. And you gonna give a fuck now because of Tyler and because of Drake and because of Kanye. So that is the flowers I want to give to Tyler because that's really important that he's showing that.
Yeah, 1,000%. And I think Tyler, more than any artist, we talk about this all the time. We talk about Tyler. His year-over-year growth from where he started to even where he is now is just career arc wise, personality, not personality arc wise, but like growing up in front of the world. Like they talked about this. Dang, I think it was him and Earl, but like they got famous on their first drafts. They got famous on their shit ideas, on their first time. Like I'm a high schooler, I'm just making this music with my friends. Like they didn't, they stayed independent too. Mm-hmm. So there wasn't, he has Clancy with him. He always shouts out Clancy for being a good influence on him, but there wasn't a guy showing him this is what you need to do. This is how you need to act. And despite that, he's become probably one of the best business success stories in rap, in modern rap. He doesn't get a lot of credit for being one of the best independent artists, but festivals, shows, clothes, tours. He is at the forefront of all of it.
And owning everything. And all is his.
Bro, all of it. And it's just awesome to see. And hey, niggas getting old. He said in his set, he's like, man, I'm 32. Like,
that's crazy. Because that's young as hell. But, like, he grew up with it. Like,
dog, that's like he been famous almost half that time. He been famous almost his whole life. So it's great to see that growth from him and that growth in the genre for real. And
the last thing I do want to mention is I know Tyler is himself because the people you saw come in with Tyler, still right there.
Facts.
Still right there.
Yeah.
So that brings us to the Lil Yachty comments, which somebody pretty much asked Yachty about the current landscape of rap these days, and he pretty much said hip hop is in a terrible place. The state of hip hop right now is a lot of imitation. It's a lot of quick, low quality music being put out. It's a lot less risk taking. It's a lot less originality. People are too safe now. Everyone is so safe. I'd rather take risks than take the L. So there is a lot to like dissect within that.
Yeah.
Because he didn't really say anything wrong.
Right.
But I think coming from his mouth,
someone
we keep listening have something negative to say about this genre, it sounds in bad taste. Right. Because what he is saying is what a lot of people have been saying. Right. Like it's not something crazy, but it's like the messenger matters.
Yeah.
And I also want to ask Yachty, put a name on the bullet.
Yeah.
Because who are you talking about? Because you just said Drake.
Right.
Put out a crazy album, some of his best verses. You obviously like Drake album.
Right.
You've been putting out music all year.
Yep. You also signed 4 artists that sound the same this year.
You also sound and then who else? Yeah. You gonna tell me Killer Mike album sound unintentional and boring? Gonna? Like, who are you talking about? Are you talking about young niggas that are trying to get in the game?
Right. Are you talking about rap?
Are you talking about the rappers that are putting out music that are the rappers now? Because if you are, I'm not sure you're the person to be saying that.
Right. I 1000% agree, and I can take it a step further because what you're saying, we're always usually right here, and in this scenario, I thought about it as like you're criticizing your peers who are better than you at what y'all are both doing. It's kind of like the worst player on an NBA team. Like, man, don't nobody play defense no more. Well, like, dude, like you're part of the problem.
Yeah.
And you're also not like the best at what you're doing.
No.
To be criticizing the people around you. Listen, Yachty from Atlanta, Yachty a good dude. Yachty put a lot of people on from Atlanta. Yachty's fingerprints are a lot of places. But
like, seriously, a good person. Like, really.
Yeah,
like,
no cap.
I mean that.
Really, a good dude. I say this jokingly a lot, but I really love what he does for the community.
Yeah.
But it's just, I'm not listening to hip hop criticism of the current state of what genre, like what the genre is for the nigga who writes the City Girls music. Like, you're part of the problem. Like, you're part of the problem.
If that's your problem.
Literally.
I don't think the City Girls are a problem.
Literally. Exactly.
But from your statement, it sounds like you think they are.
Exactly. The people you're targeting, like, you're helping create, and spade 1000%, you were one of the first products of what people are calling problems in hip hop.
Thank you.
You are a world famous rapper, artist, mogul, fashion dude, all that stuff. Not because of your rapping ability. Mm-hmm. You are a famous icon, or even if we want to call you an icon now, because of the internet.
Yes.
You didn't blow up because you dropped a bunch of projects and niggas was rocking with you, and you did a bunch of shows and you got signed. No. You were
a viral sensation.
Yeah, had a couple cool songs, had a viral sensation, dropped a mixtape, song blew, cool. But it's not like you were in the good old days of hip hop.
No.
Like, you hit the BET Cypher and people liked it. Like, no, you were one of the first people that made it this way. And I 1000% agree with what you're saying about put a name on it, because at the end you say, I'd rather do this, I'd rather risk it, take an L. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you just did a whole album with Detroit nigga rap. Like, you just did a whole album copying someone else. And And listen, y'all turn about salute to niggas who like it. I thought it was cool. There's some good songs on there for
It
sure.
is.
I like Holster. There's some good songs on there.
But that's not rap.
But that's not rap. And the thing is, you were not the first. What's so frustrating is when niggas are the first time they do something, they expose it to their fan base. Their fan base is like, wow, I've never heard this before. Oh my God, I can't believe Yachty invented this type of music. Like, no, there are artists who already make that type of music, and there are artists that already make it better. My problem is, and the same thing, we had this problem last time we talked about Yachty talking down on rap music. Again, it's weird. It keeps being you. Is that why are you, the person who struggled to make good rap music, able to criticize anything in rap when you have never in your career put out any elite rap project start to finish? Lil Bo is my favorite Yachty project. That's his first mixtape. And he hasn't come close to it since.
I don't know any Yachty fans that feel like he has like classic music. Like a classic album. He has classic songs for sure, but like, yeah. So where to continue, like, I think Ish put it perfectly, and not in a negative way, bro. Like, you have a large part to do with why the state of the genre is what it is now.
Literally.
So,
like the meme rap.
For sure. So, for you to be critiquing something that you are a pioneer of is crazy, because you are you're an influence to a lot of these guys making this type of music. Yeah. Whatever, again, I don't really know what you're talking about, because I don't like how we just shit on rap in its state and don't put no names on bullets. Like, who are we talking about? Yeah. Who are we talking about? When in rap has there been a million niggas taking risk? Yeah. Lil Wayne did a rock album and niggas was like, turn that shit off. Yeah. Now, he has a large section of his fan base that really likes Rock Wayne, and that's why you do it.
And niggas still told him turn that shit off.
And niggas still told him to turn that shit off. Yeah. And you know what he didn't? He didn't. Yeah. He didn't turn it off. He kept going on tours with a guitar. He kept putting out rock music. Yeah. Every album since Rebirth has a rock influence somewhere on the album. Right. Every single project, every single mixtape has it on there because he don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. Drake, the singing, the R&B mixed with the rap, paved the way for Bryson Tiller. Paved the way for Black. Yep. You pave the way for these younger artists that you're signing right now. Yeah. And we're talking about this rap as if it is just in an awful place. And my question to you is, like, if it's in such a bad place, then why does everybody want to be a rapper?
That's a fact.
If it's in such a bad place, then when was it in the good place?
Yeah.
Because it's always been niggas not taking risks. It's always been a bunch of rappers making the same type of music. Mm-hmm. It's always been a bunch of rappers. It's always been a few select few. It's never been a bunch. It's been a few select few. It's been in the 2000s. I'm not going to take it back to the 90s because I wasn't there to feel it. In the 2000s, I was there to feel Kanye switching shit a little bit. Yeah. I was there to feel Wayne switching shit a little bit. And now was with everybody else. You name the bigger artists. T.I., regular traditional rapper. Jeezy, same thing. Who else was out in the 2000s? Hove. Yep. You know who Hove is. Jadakiss, Ross, Bun B and them. Like, you go through all the Ludacris. You go to Nelly. Well, Nelly, that's kind of different. Actually, Nelly is another person we put in this area with Kanye West, Wayne.
Push boundaries for sure.
Push boundaries for sure. Yep. So we're talking about, and then you get to 2010s and you get Drake, Tyler, and all the people we just named. And Wale, I would throw in that area because he's more of a poetry, talking about winning most of his raps and things of that nature. Very, like, not a hood nigga, like, type shit.
Regular dude.
Yeah. And so you're talking about people pushing risk. So let me get back on to and give you a point, drive a point home. You're talking about people pushing risk. And I'm trying to figure out if you consider pushing risk your alternative album, well, you're wrong, because that's an alternative album and not a rap album. Yeah. If you want rappers to go make a different genre of music, then say that. Right. But saying rappers are not pushing risk or pushing the boundary when the only thing you have done to push the boundary is make an album that is not a rap album. Right. It's crazy. That's like saying Drake isn't pushing the boundary because he keep making rap music. Yeah. Like, you push the boundary by making a different sound. So Drake, that Jumbotron, what will Pluto do that sound? That's a little bit different sound that Yachty had an influence in. I will salute you, because it's a really good sound. It's a fire-ass sound. Future changed sounds a little bit. Yep. And that's why Future is who he is, because he has his own sound. Free my nigga Thug. Thug and Gunna have a specific sound. Yep. That is how you push boundaries. You build new sounds. You learn how to rap in different pockets. Making an alternative album and then saying you're pushing the boundaries of rap makes no sense, because that's not a rap album.
The biggest problem I have.
I've been yelling a lot today. Sorry, yo.
The biggest problem I have, and we said this the first time he stepped out of bounds, and I don't want to say stepped out of bounds. That's a little condescending. The first time that he criticized rap music for no reason was. And I stand on this. You rarely see good rappers shit on being a rapper. You rarely see great rappers say they don't like rap music. You get a couple of the rap music is dead. Usually it's just from Nas though. But
usually it's just from Nas.
But you never see the elite rappers, the Lil Waynes, the 2 Chainz, the Kendricks, the Earl Sweat, like the elite rappers bash rap music because there's an appreciation of the skill and of the artwork. Yachty, what we keep saying is you were one of the first people to find out that you can become a rapper because of social media. And the thing is, when they signed you to the 360 that you Joe Budden screamed at you about, they don't ask, hey Yachty, can you rap? Hey Yachty, you want to be a rapper? No. They said, here's the deal. And you signed it knowing you weren't a great rapper. And now that your album's into that deal and you realize that you don't have the ability to consistently make rap music people care about, just go make the other music. Just go make the white people music. But what you don't have to do is criticize the genre you were not good at to continue feeding yourself making that music. Because if you were able to, you still would. If you were able to do what the other rap artists are doing by just making music, you still would. But there's a reason you stopped rapping. You didn't stop rapping because alternative shows are more profitable, because they're not.
No.
There's not a lot of alternative artists headlining Coachella. There's not a lot of alternative artists with their own music festival. You stopped being a rapper because it was not something that was sustainable for you. So on your way out, let's not shoot the game, the genre, the business that made you who you are. Because the thing is, all them white people kiki-kikiing with you, laughing with the jokes about rap music, wouldn't have never heard of you if it wasn't for organic rap bands who push out more new artists than any other genre, more supportive of new artists than any other genre. They would have never heard your name. So please, on your way out, let it go. That's all we ask.
And I'm sad I had to do that. Because Holster is crazy. Strike is crazy. Solo stepping creep.
I like it,
solo creeping. Whatever that song is. They're crazy. Like, I know the words to them songs. Like,
that's it. What your buddy say? You can't fool a real nigga.
You cannot. That's good music, brother.
You can fool them. You can fool those who are not paying attention. But us, listen, that's good music, Yachty, for real.
Look, it is. And that's another reason I'm so frustrated, because I see Yachty growing as an artist.
Literally.
I see you working to get better as a rapper because of what Ish is saying. You couldn't sustain a rap career making the music you could and feel good about it because you knew it wasn't great rap music. You knew that. So you worked and you got better, and it is very obvious you've been working. The Recipe you dropped with J. Cole, great song, bro. Yeah. Like, seriously, the pockets you've been into, the way you changed your voice a little bit, the way you have been harmonizing, like you have done a lot. I don't know what engineer you're working with, but shout out to him. Like, you have done a lot of things to advance as an artist, and to really better yourself as a rapper. But in doing that, you don't have to shit on the genre that has made you, because like Ish said, no one does that except for Nas. And I will honestly say Nas could do that because Nas had dropped Illmatic.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And
so if you drop an album like that, you can say whatever the fuck you want to 10 years into your rap career with 3 classics.
Rap is Dead, a pretty good album too.
Stillmatic is too. Like, he had dropped a lot of good music up until that point. And honestly, in that age of where he said it, it was a lot of shit that was like, oh, rap might be dead. Yeah. But again, that was because they didn't really respect the South, and Wayne and T.I. had something to say about that. Shout out to my niggas. Yeah. But yeah, we can kind of close that with just like, Yachty, like, stop disrespecting the art form that made you Lil Yachty.
Yeah.
I think it's that simple.
I just don't get it.
I don't.
Yeah.
So, sorry about the yelling. So now we can get to the football, get to the man's game a little bit before we get out here. Baby. It's a man's world. Yep. So, wait, before rap, I do want to say we don't talk about this on here. Never mind. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not even gonna do it because I was about to bring up Christian Rock. Like,
oh yeah, no. Wait,
like, I know. Hold on. But let me just explain to you what happened.
Okay. So, like, Blueface be tagging.
I might cut this part out of the show. Honestly, this might be a conversation we have personally. Tony Braxton had a festival, put on this beautiful festival in LA. And, you know, Tony Braxton was a problem child and had a lot of reality TV. And a lot of people didn't know who she really was, but I misunderstood all of that good shit. And, you obviously see what's going on with Christian Rock. And so she invited her to the show. To just to come watch. Yeah. Christian Rock thought she was supposed to perform at the Tony Braxton show in LA.
Oh, wow.
And comes on stage and beats one of her back dancers' ass. Like, walks out on stage in the middle. Her sister comes out, Tamar Braxton, the beautiful, amazing Tamar Braxton, is standing on stage performing, and she's walking on stage with the microphone. Like, what the fuck? Drunk as hell, 100 people with her, like, just causing a disturbance. Yeah. And like I said, beat one of Tony Braxton's dancers' ass, interrupted Tamar Braxton's set, just changed the whole energy of the concert. And that really wasn't supposed to be serious. It was supposed to be a joke about how crazy it was, but then I realized I don't want to joke about her because But shout out to Tony Braxton, shout out to Tamar Braxton, because I really brought that to say after I realized I wasn't joking, just to shout out Tony Braxton because she got on the internet and honestly, like, defended her a little bit. Like, I invited her there. She wasn't supposed to perform. She was wrong to hit my artist, but like, she's misunderstood. I was trying to take her under my wing. She reached out to me personally. I invited her to the show. I didn't know she was going to show up in that manner. And even when she did, we tried to be nice to her. We tried to accommodate her, and she just lost her mind and everything. And I will repeat what Joe Budden said about her, but stay your ass in the house, dog. Like, if it's not a Zeus event, stay your ass in the house until you get some home training. That shit is ridiculous. Yeah. But to the man's game. Bills fired the offensive coordinator. Hey, look, brother, you deserve a trophy or something. You deserve a trophy or something, dog.
I ain't gonna alcohol with me. This shot for you, Ken Dorsey. This shot for you, bro.
Bro, take a shot of the Kroger water on your head, dog.
Listen, this is one of my best takes for sure. You know, we're always right, but this one, you know, I get a little victory lap for. But I won't do that now. For context, Ken Dorsey was fired as the Bills offensive coordinator. For also additional context, my dad is a Bills fan. So, you know, I was talking to my dad about it, and I was like, man, I bet Sean McDermott was so nervous when his phone rang. Like, oh, it's not me? Like, oh, it's him? Oh, damn. Almost, Ken. Like, my bad, gang. It's got to be somebody, and it ain't going to be Josh Allen. I feel so bad for Ken Dorsey because I was telling my dad, like, man, I guarantee the play in the huddle wasn't, hey, throw a pick right here. Like, I guarantee he wasn't on the mic like, hey, next time down, just fumble. Fuck it.
Hey, next time down, let go the ball. Let go the ball. Let's see what happens.
Hey, next street option, just don't hand it to nobody. Let it fall. I feel bad for him. Listen, Diggs, shout out Trayvon Diggs, man. Everything's kind of rolling in at the right time. We said it would.
Shout out to Odell Dad. You started all. That nigga influenced the generation, dog.
He said, got to get 14 out of there. Went to sleep. Woke back up. He said, oh, yeah, don't forget, by the way, Brody was mid without him. Like, he spun the block on it. It's so crazy, bro. Man, I feel bad for him a little bit.
No, I feel bad for Ken Dorsey because he didn't deserve this. Because this is not his job to be lost.
Imagine being fired as the Bills offensive coordinator with the Falcons offensive coordinator, like walking into his job today. Like Arthur Smith got a job today calling plays and you don't. Like, you know how mad I'd be taking that call.
Like what? And like I don't have the numbers in front of me, but the Bills offense has been good this year. Like it is a top 10 offense. Yeah. It hasn't been issues. The issue is Josh Allen.
Turnovers. Literally.
The issue is turnovers and Josh Allen.
Yep.
It's not Ken Dorsey. So I don't understand the firing, but I get it. When you are in this situation, especially like with teams that haven't been good yet, or like the Bills who just have gotten good since Josh Allen has get there and started to get into a little prime, I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
I can't fire this head coach because I think he's the one who got us here. Right. Even though it's probably the guy that should be let go. Mm-hmm. And I think if this season ends as bad as I think it will, as you think it, as you predicted it will, they'll probably be let go. And you said that at the beginning of the season. Again, your flowers are deserved. Yeah. We'll go back and put that episode up as the second Sean McDermott is fired because you called that in August.
That's a fact.
But I just think it is a reactionary thing to a bad loss, and I think it's just so dramatic, and it might hurt your team in the long run because, like, dog, this is not an account manager role at a telecom company. This is an offensive coordinator in the NFL, and you got to go. Sunday, you didn't have this job. Monday, you have this job, and you got 6 days to prep.
And I'll add on that. It's the offensive coordinator job, and the head coach don't know anything about offense. The head coach does not know offense. This reaction, like you mentioned, is reactionary. 1,000% is reactionary because if this was a different team, like I'm trying to think, like who's it? It's so hard to find a team with an offensive coach struggling right now. Like I can't think of any, but like I don't know. Let's say the okay, like Dallas last year. So Dallas fired
Kellen
Moore. But Mike McCarthy calls plays. Mm-hmm. So I was like, all right, I'll pick that up.
Yes, that's a perfect example.
Sean McDermott can't say, all right, he's gone. I got you. Like, give me the play sheet. Z White, ring left, like all that. He don't know.
Yeah.
So if Joe Brady, shout out Joe Brady, famous offensive coordinator for LSU, but, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Joe Burrow don't play for this team. So I'm not going to say I know Joe Brady's a great coordinator, which is the reason it's so reactionary because you fired me because he can't control himself. So if we get out there this Sunday and he still can't control himself, who are we going to fire next? Spoiler, it's the coach. But at offensive coordinator, sometimes you just got to fall on your sword for real.
Facts.
Somebody got to wear it.
Facts.
And listen, is it fair? No. Life not fair.
It's not. So that leads me into my next question real quick. Mm-hmm. And we'll play a game. Okay. I'm going to name some quarterbacks.
Right.
And you're going to tell me which one of these quarterbacks you are taking over Josh Allen for the future. For the next, we'll say 10 years of your franchise.
Okay.
All right. We'll say 5 so I can say the 30-year-old quarterbacks too.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes.
Easy.
Lamar Jackson.
Easy.
Joe Burrow.
Easy.
Justin Herbert.
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott.
No. I'm about to get over that.
Trevor Lawrence.
For sure.
Kyler Murray.
No.
Deshaun Watson.
No.
C.J. Stroud.
Oh, easy. I take him now. I listen. If you listen, they would never do it. Of course, Josh Allen, King of Buffalo, heartbeat of the city, all that. But if this was Madden, and you could pick up the phone like, "Hey, C.J. Stroud for Josh Allen right now," you do it.
Right,
1,000% you do it.
Anthony Richardson.
I'm gonna say no, just because we didn't see enough of him.
Caleb Williams.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So I agree with every quarterback you said that you would take over him. The only person I probably would take over him that you didn't say yes to is Justin Herbert.
Right.
And I would say I would take Justin Herbert over him right now simply because Justin Herbert puts up numbers. Yeah. Like Justin Herbert may be record-wise in that position because of that defense.
Yeah.
I can confidently say Josh Allen is in this situation because of himself.
Oh, yeah. No, that's 1,000%.
That is
true.
why I would go Herbert.
And Josh Allen, just like we don't really hate on Josh Allen as much on this show as I feel like you would expect. Like I was so right about this, and I've been hating on Josh Allen for years. But it is, I forget what year we're in with Josh, maybe 6 or 7. But nobody's gonna say it because he's not Jamarcus Allen. But Josh Allen cannot read NFL defenses. Josh Allen is a bad decision maker. He does not process the game at a high enough level to make a decision every time for your team. And that is what quarterback play is. Like, I really miss watching Tom Brady play football. And it's definitely a nostalgia thing. But I miss just watching someone make the right decision the entire game. Like, when I watch Burrow and Stroud, and, yeah, they're not 4-4 athletes. They're not like Lamar, who can just do stuff you've never seen. They're not like Mahomes, where Mahomes do stuff you've never seen. They are just literally back there playing great football.
Yes, sir.
Just playing really good football.
Yes, sir.
And Josh Allen does not have the ability to just drop back and play really good football for 4 quarters, let alone a half, let alone a game versus an elite team. And the NFL is not fair. Life literally is not fair. This team would be in a much better situation if there were no injuries on their defense, but people get hurt. You are Josh Allen. You are paid the money you are paid to not have to worry about those problems. And for you to be this deep into your career, and every year, no matter what year you pick, he has led the league in picks since entering. It's unacceptable to still have this problem. And it's to the point where whoever they bring in, I think their job needs to be to fix Josh Allen if he can be fixed, because you just can't play winning football that way. I know one time, my fault. But the three bad losses they have. The Jets lost after Aaron Rodgers blew his Achilles. You lost a backup Zach Wilson. He didn't have time to prepare. You lost a backup Zach Wilson. Russell Wilson, and dang, who was their last one? I'm blanking on it, but he had 9 turnovers in those 3 games. Like, in games versus Zach Wilson. Oh, the Patriots game.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think it's the Patriots game.
Yeah, we suck. So, versus Mac Jones, Zach Wilson, and Russell Wilson, you were the worst quarterback on the field for all three of those games. It just can't happen, bro. It just can't happen because the quarterbacks you just named, we didn't mention Jalen Hurts, but, like, all those quarterbacks we named, plus Jalen Hurts, even if they don't got it, bro, that floor can't be that low, bro. No. There shouldn't be games where you and Zach Wilson are kind of a toss-up. Like, that can't happen. So where they are now, it's really tough, man, because now that bill come due.
All right, so let's make this easier.
Yep.
For our how many quarterbacks would you take over Josh Allen? Just name it that way, and then I'll go after you.
Okay, so starting today, how many would I take?
Yeah.
So okay.
For the foreseeable future.
Right.
So let's see. How many quarterbacks would you take over Josh Allen for the next 10 years?
Okay, so Mahomes, Burrow, Trevor, Caleb Williams, Michael Penix. That's 5 right there. Who am I missing? Lamar. Yup. Jalen. That may be CJ. Oh yeah, CJ Stroud, easy.
Did you say Trevor?
Yeah, I said Trevor.
Okay.
Hey, listen, this may be crazy. We are here to overreact. Talk to me about Josh Dobbs in a week. Talk to me about Josh Dobbs in a week, bro. Talk to me about Josh Dobbs.
Hey, shout out to Josh Dobbs for real.
Shout out to Josh Dobbs, gang.
For sure.
Listen, bro. The stuff on Josh Dobbs' film, man, it's some good stuff on that film.
There's some good stuff on that film.
And you play quarterback, so you know footwork, you know mechanics, you know things that travel. Mm-hmm. He has those. Mm-hmm. He has things that travel.
Yes.
And Josh Dobbs, ironically enough, I didn't want this to be a Josh Dobbs segment, but he's kind of becoming the anti-Josh Allen. Like a guy who's really just processing the game. So yeah. I think those 7 quarterbacks for sure.
So I would go the same 7. Yeah. Jalen, Lamar, Pat, Trevor,
Stroud.
Caleb, Stroud, Burrow, Penix.
Shador, my fault.
I am also let me see next year. I am going to throw a name in there that might sound crazy. I said Herbert, so that's 8.
Okay.
But we're going to talk about Jared Goff at the end of the season.
Oh, I know Goff. Oh, no, I completely break that Jared Goff.
Shout out to my dog Barry.
Jared Goff, bro.
Hey, look.
I have been a Jared Goff supporter. Listen, I am a Pats fan, but I do remind people Jared Goff went to the Super Bowl without Cooper Kupp and Todd Gurley, two of the best offensive players of this generation, and still made it competitive. I like Jared Goff, and he's one of those people we just mentioned. Just go out there, play good football, man.
Play good football. So that's who I would take over. That's who I would take over Josh. And Josh has all the talent in the world. Every week, as much as Ish be hating on him, he says every week when Josh Allen is locked in top 3 talent
he's AD.
at the quarterback.
He's AD for real.
Yes, like 1,000,000%. AD. That's a perfect example. So Ish said something very prolific. If Josh Allen's name was Jamarcus,
oh yeah,
he can't read defense.
He's a running back.
He can't process information. He's a running back.
Yep.
And that brings me to my dog, Lamar. Because I don't want to stay on the Ravens too long. I don't need to stay on the Ravens. We know who they are. They're a really good football team. But the coverage on Lamar Jackson,
it's crazy, right?
has been ridiculous this year.
Dude.
Every single time he wins, it's crickets.
Yo, you can't hear it. It's so frustrating.
Actually, let me shout out to Colin. Because he has mentioned it. He has been high on the Ravens since they started winning. But every other major sports outlet has ignored the Ravens until they lose. Then is Lamar Jackson worth the contract? Do you trust Lamar Jackson in the playoffs? Right. Do you trust Lamar Jackson walking down the street? It's always something.
If Lamar Jackson fell in the woods and nobody's around to hear it, did he get the first down?
What does he have to do for you to just remember, he is an MVP with 36 touchdowns and 11 rushing touchdowns on the season. He is a guy that has led the league in touchdowns, 36 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He is the guy that has 15 in a year where all offenses are down, consistently scoring 20 to 30 points a game, and they have a 7-3 record, which would be tied for the second best record in football, our third best record in football. How do you consistently find a way to talk about this man in a negative light and refuse to mention Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen? Why is it that Dak Prescott and Lamar Jackson are the only 2 quarterbacks that face any criticism? And I'll throw Jalen Hurts in there. The Eagles are 8-1 win every week, and all season all I keep hearing is Jalen Hurts okay? Can Jalen Hurts throw the ball? Jalen Hurts only can throw to A.J. Brown. It's always something with these black quarterbacks, dog. It's always something with them. Joey B signed a $400 trillion deal at the beginning of the offseason. Biggest quarterback deal ever. What are they, 5-4 right now?
Yeah, they're going to miss the playoffs. And
they're finna miss the playoffs, dog.
That's what's so frustrating.
Justin Herbert, lose the record right now. Josh Allen, 5-4 right now. But they cool.
What's so frustrating about it is Lamar gets criticized for doing better.
That's my last time yelling
than what his peers are doing. The Ravens have a better record, are a better team, and Lamar is objectively playing better than at least Josh Allen. And Joe Burrow, for sure, if you take it to a season-on-season, whole year thing, he's objectively playing better than him. Herbert, it depends, how your flavor. I don't like 40 attempts for 136 yards. Y'all do y'all thing with that. But, just not for me, I guess. But my biggest problem is nobody else gets the, well, what about this guy question. When we talk about Herbert, despite him having a Pro Bowler at every position, it's, man, they just don't got enough help, man. His offense coordinator, he led the league in points with a worse quarterback, but he need a better play caller. His running back got the most touchdowns in the last 3 years. Needs a better running back, man. He needs somebody to throw the ball to. Keenan Allen's looking like he's a Hall of Famer. The defense just can't get any stops. Well, the defense is pretty bad. But
I was about to say, let's stop right there.
Yeah, the defense is pretty bad. But when we talk about the Bengals,
Khalil Mack, you'll be remembered.
The Bengals is man, if only they had an offensive line, man. If only they had this, that, and the third. You talk about the Bills, man. If they only had this, that, there's never the, Joe Burrow gets paid the most money in the league to play quarterback. So you're not gonna have those things. Josh Allen gets paid the most money in the league. So you know what you have to be. You have to be a force multiplier like Lamar is. You can't afford a Joe Mixon. So you need to be so good like Lamar is. Whatever running back there is great. You can't afford Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, as Joe Burrow's going to find out. So sometimes you need to play with younger players. who struggle holding leads, who struggle playing consistently for 4 quarters when your best wide receiver is a rookie. Your second best wide receiver, maybe Odell, maybe Devin Duvernay, depending on what they have them doing.
It's Zay Flowers, though. Zay Flowers.
No, he's there first. I mean, they're second.
Oh, I thought you were counting Mark Andrews as the first best wide
Oh,
receiver.
no.
Okay.
But shout out to Mark Andrews, too.
Yeah, for sure.
But, like, this is a team that they are not a loaded roster talent-wise at a bunch of positions on that offense to begin with. Like, of the quarterbacks that Lamar, you could say his peership, people even put over him, he easily works with less talent than them and still produces at a higher rate. I'm glad you mentioned Colin, because Colin is one of the few analysts that be like, hey, okay, cool. He doesn't play like Tom Brady. He wins 70% of the games. And he doesn't win 70% in games just because, like, he only played a couple, or he played in one system, or he played on a good team. He himself is the system. He changes life for a bunch of teams. There are teams that literally cannot play defense certain ways because of him. But the coverage on Lamar, it's just, it's something we talked about on the show for a long time. It's just so frustrating. I didn't actually know that we were going to talk about this before you sent the board to me. But, like, if Josh Dobbs were white, he'd still be in Arizona. Like, look at the Tyson Bagent stuff in Chicago. And we can add we can add Justin Fields to that type of coverage. Like what Chris Collinsworth was doing on national TV.
Nasty.
No cap, that was pathetic for real.
Pathetic.
That was real deal pathetic, because that, like, Tyson Bagent, salute to him,
They
probably
had
a
3
good
points.
dude. He is not a NFL quarterback. And it doesn't take a film analyst to break it down. It doesn't take someone who's more cynical to be like, hey, he's not the best. He is not a starting NFL quarterback. He played college football against the New Orleans School of Mimes. Like, go look at some of the teams he played against in college, bro. The game is too fast. He literally does. Like, the film on Tyson Bagent is scary, bro. They're running high school plays for Tyson Bagent in the NFL. And you got the nerve to say, man, he should really cut off some Tyson Bagent film. Like, hey, look at him right here, escape a pocket with no pressure and throw the ball into the dirt. You could learn a lot, Justin. Look at how he processes the game.
With all the quarterbacks we've seen, Tyson Bagent.
Tyson
Bagent.
Bagent.
To go watch.
And it made me rest easy, because I like when I can remember, because I remember when Tyson Bagent was Kyle Allen. And Kyle Allen came in for Cam. He came into the Panthers, and he said, you know what? Listen, he reads the defense, man. He gets the ball out. He's just a good decision maker. He really knows the game. Didn't know the game at all. Couldn't read the defense. But just because...
And never was a starting quarterback again.
White guy, cool dude, hey, we got to prop him up. You never see it on the other end.
And I will say, that Panther season has ruined the past 4 years of their season, franchise. Thinking that Cam was done and washed, and that franchise quarterbacks of that stature fell off on trees.
Yep.
And I will say this. The Falcons handled Matt Ryan better than the Panthers handled Cam Newton. And we thought Matt Ryan should have been let go earlier than he was.
Facts.
And maybe we just thought they should have drafted Justin Fields, which they still should have done. But we were like, you need to get rid of Matt Ryan. But you kind of see why they did it.
Yeah, because it's hard.
And you also see why Nick Wright was screaming, do not cut Cam Newton. Yeah. You're going to be searching for the quarterback for the next 5 years if you cut Cam Newton. And they have 6 quarterbacks since he's left. And Cam Newton was one of them.
Made him come back.
So yeah, bro. I just hate how they cover these quarterbacks, bro. It is really asinine. But I will say, man, Josh Dobbs, shout out to you. I just wanted to give you your flowers, because coming off, you don't even know your teammate's name yet. You don't know where the locker room is. Yeah. You don't know nothing. You don't really know what jersey number you're gonna get. They might have told you the wrong number. And you came in and won a game. That's crazy.
We are based in Atlanta, and we talk a lot about the Falcons, but we really didn't hit the Josh Dobbs thing, because we know it's a sore subject, guys. But have you heard some of the stuff that they were having to do with Josh Dobbs?
Yes.
Did you hear about the last play? Okay, so you remember in the Patriots Super Bowl how it kind of got exposed Jared Goff. Sean McVay was getting to the line with him, telling him what to do. He said, Kevin O'Connell, he said, man, listen, we're going to get to the line. look right, and throw it to the seam. He'll be wide open. But you got to look right first and then just throw it. Like, he was literally telling him, like, hey, we're going to 5-step drop, look right, throw seam. Like, he's literally telling him at the line. Like, all right, hey, this is the read right here. 5-step hitch. Like, he's telling him at the line.
Hey, do you know how impressive that is?
The processing ability,
the mental fortitude to do that for 60 plays,
bro. That's what I'm saying. That like his film, like no, some of his film, like in that circumstance. Listen, come see me in a couple weeks to be able to play. Like, this isn't Madden, bro. Niggas don't go from one team to another and play the next week at regular positions. It's linemen that can't do that, let alone the QB who has to know everybody's assignment on both sides of the ball.
And you missing the best receiver in football.
And you missing the best, like you're throwing the rookies.
But hey, Kevin McConnell, shout out to you too, because you deserve some flowers, because that's impressive. As a coach, that is impressive. That is really impressive. Man,
listen, every day we get farther and farther away from defensive coaches being what it is.
Every day.
Every day. He said, man, you get to the line, look right, throw it to number 3. Like,
that's crazy, bro.
Versus an NFL defense. And, shout out to him. And, boy, I bet the Falcons players were on the sideline. Like, man, that looks fun. Like, offense. Like
Drake London was like,
No, the Drake London video was so sad. The Drake London video was so sad. And what made me, I didn't even send it to T. I was going to mess with him because T a USC fan. Mm-hmm. Just tired of losing. You went to USC. Like, it's not like you went to Bama. Like, it's not, like you won the college ball playoff. Like, you should be. He not used to you losing like this. He not used to, like, being just a guy out there.
He was losing at USC with 11 catches for 129.
Yeah.
Chilling over here.
He was in Southern LA. Southern California, 149, one tub. We score 49 points. They score 52. I bet. Like, we still lit it tonight at the dorm. You in Atlanta, first of all. You blocking 60% of the game. Like, you are power run blocking 60% of the game for Tyler Algier.
For Tyler not even for your number 7 draft pick or whatever the fuck.
Y'all got 15 points. You coming back to the locker room after fighting for 3 hours for 6 targets.
And then you go on Twitter after the game, and Arthur Smith talking about we not playing fantasy football.
We're not playing fantasy football.
Boy.
He said, what do you think about the people calling for your job? You know what happens? Not the good coaches. Like, that's the thing. It do not happen. That's what killed me. He said, this is what we signed up for. Good coaches, don't sign up for that. No one woke up this morning like, man, we got to get Mike McDaniel out of there. Like, nobody did that. Nobody's calling for the job of great, like, amazing coaches unless you're senile. Like, in your prime, like, bro, I just was like 30, bro. You don't even want to be. And you know what? He said this is what we signed up for because he signed up for it. It's not like he ain't had to have it. Bro.
He signed up
he
for it.
He need it, bro. Like,
he ain't hungry.
He called plays like, yeah, I'll be all right.
He don't need his job.
Yeah, nah. It's all right. He better be careful though. You better be careful in this city, bro. You starting to cross boundaries. I don't know if you gonna be okay with it.
So before we get out of here, we will do one from actually probably the second to last time. We'll do it at the very end of the season. Give you our top 10 NFL teams. Yep. Again, we're not Colin. We're not on 5 days a week, so we don't have to do this every week. Thankfully. I feel bad for them because I know that's so annoying. They have to do every single week. Just keep repeating the same top 5 teams.
Well, this last week I had them 3. This week they're 4. Like, all right.
So I will go first.
All right,
and I will preface this by saying I have this in order based on who I think would win. So these are not necessarily like in order the top who I think have the best rosters, best team. Yeah. It's kind of like I think the team in front of them would beat them.
Okay, bet.
Type shit. Okay. So at number 10, and last thing, 1 through 5 are my Super Bowl teams.
Okay.
Seattle at number 10.
Okay.
At number 9, I have Cleveland. That is with the Deshaun Watson news. I love their defense.
Yeah.
At 7, I have Jacksonville.
Oh, yeah.
At 6, I have the Bengals. Mm-hmm. At 5, I have the Cowboys. No, I am so sorry.
Okay.
Did I have 11 teams? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I had 11 teams.
Okay. Honorable mention.
That's getting cut out. Nobody will ever hear that. So top 10 teams in the NFL going into week 11. At number 10, I have the Browns. At number 9, I have Jacksonville.
Right.
8, I have the Bengals, barely. 7, I have the Cowboys. 6, I have the Dolphins. And my top 5 teams in the NFL right now are the Lions at 5, 49ers at 4, Ravens at 3, Chiefs at 2, and Philly still sitting at 1 at 8-1.
I like it. I definitely like it. I got a couple of different teams.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I said some things. I was like, I know he mad. I said that one. that's Cincinnati at 7. Had you mad as hell?
I was like, damn, still.
I'm giving him one more week.
Yeah.
I told you, I'm big on Joe. Like I trust Joe.
Joe's playing amazing. I think the rest of that schedule is going to be so hard for them to overcome.
This game tomorrow is going to tell me a lot.
Oh, listen,
It might be.
Lamar's been waiting for this opportunity too. So my top 10 teams, we'll keep it rolling. 10, call me what you want. I got the Houston Texans and CJ Stroud. I think the Texans are a lot better.
I was hoping you did.
Yeah, I hope they are a lot better than people think. That defense with D'Amico Ryans playing great, Will Anderson playing great. And listen, I am are we doing explanation now?
After.
Okay, yeah. So we'll talk more about them later. 10, Texans. 9, shout out Barry. No. I got them higher. But still shout out Barry. Let me shout you out in a second. Don't worry. 9, I got the Jags. 9, I got the Jags. 8, this is where the line's coming.
Okay.
7, Dolphins. 6, Cowboys. 5, you know what? Yeah, let me switch that. Move the Cowboys up to 5, Browns to 6. Okay. I like them more without Deshaun. But so Cowboys 5, 4, San Fran, 3, Chiefs, 2, Ravens, 1, Philly still.
Okay, I like that. So the first question I want to ask you, we'll discuss the list a little bit. I want to ask you first, why is Jacksonville so low? They're low on me. They're low for me too. I want to see if we agree why.
So I don't believe they are explosive enough offensively or defensively to beat really great teams.
Okay.
I think Calvin really, for better or worse, whatever the taking the time off has affected him more than we thought. But they definitely are lacking a little juice outside the numbers offensively. Their offense is still struggling. And I think their defense, while it has started fast, and I do like Alulukan a lot, they struggle against really great offenses to maintain stops.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, exactly. That's exactly my reason. I
think they're good.
I think, exactly. Yeah. They're good.
They're good. They're definitely a piece away.
They're a piece away, and I will say they're one of the teams that might fuck around and knock the Chiefs out in the first round. They might fuck around and knock the Ravens out in the first round. Not likely, but if it happens, you wouldn't be like, oh my God. Like, it would just be like, oh, okay.
That's they will be, listen, it's gonna be a crazy offseason. They'll be one of them teams knocking on Stephon Diggs' door.
Yes, sir.
They'll be another one of the teams calling.
Yes, sir.
What's 14 doing?
Yes, sir.
What can we do to get a difference maker for Trevor?
Yes.
Because that's what they're missing right now.
So how do you feel? Why did you have the Dolphins so low?
Yeah.
I mean, no, not the Dolphins. My bad. The Lions.
So I like the Lions, but I think the Lions' ceiling is a little lower than the teams above them.
Okay.
I think the Lions, because they dominate the trenches on both sides every game, their floor is a lot higher.
Okay.
Because they're going to be in most, if not all, games. But I think as much as we do love Jared Goff, like Jared Goff on his best day is beating a lot of teams. But once you get to the playoffs, once you get to these other teams, you need to beat. Oh, yeah, that's Jalen Hurts on his best.
Gotcha.
Like those, oh, yeah, that's the 49ers on their best day.
So that reasoning is exactly why I have them where they are, because I do think talent-wise, if Lamar Jackson was their quarterback, Patrick Mahomes was their quarterback, we would have them 1, 2, or 3.
Facts.
But I have them at 5 because I do think they would beat the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And part of the reason I think they would beat the Cowboys is because of the stigma around the Cowboys. I've spoken about this, that I actually think the stigma around the Cowboys does affect them in big games, along with Jerry Jones hanging over them. every other team, the only team I have above them right now in the NFC is the 49ers and the Eagles. My bad. The only two teams, 49ers and the Eagles. Yeah. Those are the only two teams I look at them as you cannot beat them. You get in the playoffs, you're not going to beat them. The 49ers roster is just too good. Yeah. I just don't think you'll be able to stop them, and I don't think their defense is good enough to stop Brock Purdy from doing what he is good at doing. Right. And the Eagles, that goes without saying. Yeah. So that is why I have them at 5. I do like them more than I like the Dolphins, Cowboys, Bengals, Jags, and Browns, right. And Houston for that matter, because Houston was my French team. Houston and Seattle were my two French 10 teams. Yeah. But that is why I would say I have the Lions there. Yeah. And this brings me to one of my questions I had earlier today. All right, so you are okay on the 49ers. You're not worried about them.
Yeah, so I am kind of where I started with the 49ers for real. Like, I didn't think Brock Purdy would be like an MVP for them, but like Brock Purdy being mid or just a guy or being just a good quarterback like he is, like accurate, delivers the ball on time, like that doesn't change the calculation for me just because I've seen this 49ers movie a bunch of times.
Exactly.
Like, if you're going to tell me Debo going to be hurt, Trent Williams going to be hurt, they're not going to be healthy, then I'll be worried. But as long as they keep rolling out the Justice League every week to play these games, I think they'll be fine.
Exactly.
And listen, Chase Young,
that's terrifying.
Beast, boy.
That's
Chase Young, a beast.
We didn't talk about that. That's an excellent move. The richer should get richer. Like,
could you imagine when they were coming at, like when they were at Ohio State? Like, yeah, they'll both play together on the 49ers. Like,
that's disgusting. Bro. and the last thing I want to ask. Ravens and Chiefs. You have them flipped. I have Chiefs at 2, Ravens at 3. I'm going to explain why and see how you feel about it. Okay. John Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Come here. I like him a lot. Mm-hmm. I think he is a really good coach. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if he is a Super Bowl winning coach they need. Right. He has won a Super Bowl, but I don't know if he is the coach they need. Yeah. Now, it's going to be hard to get rid of him. Look, he wins. They consistently win. Yeah. So it's like you're not complaining about too much, but it is, and head coaches don't fall on trees, so it's like you don't want to make a mistake and end up with a bad head coach. Mm-hmm. Lamar, the team seems to like him and things. He's been there. He knows the organization. So I'm not calling for his job yet, but I do think that 7 of your last 9 wins, all being 14-point blown leads, is an issue. Yeah. I do think that every game you have lost this year has been due to blown leads and poor play calling at the end of the game when you have the lead. Yeah. And the Pittsburgh, not too much because drop passes, your players got to play. But the Colts and the Browns game, both awful coaching displays of coaching, in my opinion. And that does worry me. I don't have that worry when it comes to Kansas City. Thanks. So although I do think the receivers will be an issue for the Kansas City, if they were to play, and right now, the Kansas City have a better record, so I'm going to give them home field advantage in this scenario. And I do still think this will be the AFC Championship game as the Ravens and Chiefs. Mm-hmm. If they play at home in Arrowhead, I don't know if Harbaugh, when the moment gets the biggest, if they will make the right decision. Right. If they will complete the task at hand. Mm-hmm. And you already can't get comfortable with the 14-point lead, 10-point lead against Patrick Mahomes regardless. Right. And now I really can't get comfortable because this is the only way y'all lose games. Yeah. I'd be more comfortable y'all playing behind damn near. Right. It was just a regular close game. So that is why I have them flipped. Okay. Would you respond?
I definitely understand that John Harbaugh is probably one of the biggest concerns, if not the only one for the Ravens right now. Of course, always other than health. But I think, and ironically, the same reason that you have them 3, I have them 2, is because I think that's their only flaw.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I'm not super high on John Harbaugh, but I still listen. He's one of the coaches I do give a benefit of the doubt a little more because of how well he was able to develop the relationship with Lamar, trust Lamar, and really bought in. Mm-hmm. Like that's really Lamar's guy. So I trust him. I really don't trust him to turn it around, but I think what the Ravens in this iteration of the Ravens are going to come to understand. I think it's going to happen this season because these are the right players to do it. Roquan, Lamar, I'm forgetting the lineman's name, Ronnie Stanley, the veteran. Mm-hmm. They need to understand this is a championship team that needs championship leadership.
Yes, sir.
I don't think that 2023, 2024 football, your best leader needs to be on the sideline. I think that needs to come on the field. I think Roquan has earned that right and is playing well enough, leading the defense in that way. And I think Lamar is going to take that next step that we are a championship level team and it's time to be accountable to.
Great point.
Yeah.
And in closing, I will just say the way they have lost these games, that I would assume is the message in the locker room.
Right. Exactly. And that is why I have them 2 as opposed to 3, because the Kansas City Chiefs, the only problem I have with them isn't something that they'll necessarily solve. It's something I can live with. Of course, it's something they can win with. But at their best, I think the Ravens could and would beat them head to head with their current construction.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree. It's just Patrick Mahomes, bro. Yeah. At the end of the day, bro.
I get it.
At the end of the day, bro.
Yeah,
I just trust you. We talk about it all the time, bro. You know how we feel about that.
It was a rule for a while.
It's just hard. It's hard, but I'm rooting for it. You know, I'm rooting for him. So hold on. Do we? I don't think we do.
What?
Do we get a Ravens and Chiefs game? Yeah, well, no, so we won't get into the playoffs. So real quick before we get out of here, who you got tomorrow? Bengals, Ravens.
I got the Ravens by 18.
I have the Ravens by 10.
Yeah.
I do think this would start off a close game and they'll pull out away in the end and they won't give up the lead. I do think this is a game that you see the Bengals season is pretty much over. In the AFC, it's probably only going to be 6 losses. Yeah. I don't know if you'll be able to get to 7 or 8 and make the playoffs this year in the AFC.
I hate to be an excuses guy because I don't cut teams this slack, but I wouldn't be surprised if Baltimore was looking ahead to this game. This is an opportunity to Super Bowl contender, division rival. We could put the fork in these niggas for real. And I think the Ravens are going to, coming off a loss, great teams don't lose back-to-back games. Great players bounce back after a loss. I think they're going to put their foot in the Bengals.
Yes.
And what is really scary is Houston, shout out D'Amico Ryans. Good players. I can't remember if Will Anderson came back or not, but they got a lot of pressure on Joe Burrow.
Yes.
And they don't have an elite pass rusher.
No.
They're coming in best pass rush in the league, missing 3 offensive linemen.
Not gonna be able to run the ball, and that's gonna be a problem.
And Joe, listen, praise up to him. The one thing we wish on this show for nobody is injury. But bro, I don't think he'll get hurt, but it's gonna be a painful game. Because for them to win, he's gonna have to drop back 40 times, and he's gonna get blasted the entire game.
Yeah. I have the Ravens. Oh, I said that Ravens by 10.
Yep.
Any other quick hitters? Anybody we want to salute?
Salute Sydney Sweeney. Go see Madam Web.
Oh, that's how I'll end. That's how we'll end. The Marvels. I'm glad you said that. Go see Madam Web. I cannot wait to say that. Yeah. The Marvels. Look, Marvel is starting to get it.
Okay.
I think they have listened to the criticism. They understand that they can't push out 4 TV shows and 4 movies every single year is gonna be too much.
Right.
I think the break in between Marvel movie and Marvel movie has helped. And I went into that movie with 0 expectations. Yeah. That movie is really good. It is some of the most fun a superhero movie is supposed to be.
I've heard it was pretty good. Yeah.
Yes. It's what a superhero movie is supposed to be. Is it this magical film of, oh my God, plots and twists and turns? No. Yeah. But it is a fun-ass superhero movie. The action is amazing, way better than it was for the first Captain Marvel. The action is amazing. Obviously, the plot is them switching when they use their powers. How that happens and how they work that and the actions and how they film that, amazing. Yeah. And the plot line makes sense, but it doesn't make too much sense if you watch Captain Marvel. If you didn't watch the first Captain Marvel, so I saw a lot of people criticizing, and it's like, bro, if you didn't watch the first Captain Marvel, obviously you don't get the plot.
See, I haven't seen the first Captain Marvel, but I'm gonna definitely go see this. But I won't be, I'll probably watch it before I go. But like going to a sequel and being like they didn't explain enough for me is crazy.
It's crazy.
It's nuts.
It's insane.
It's like going to the second Spider-Man, like the Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get his powers? Like he just woke up Spider-Man? Like no, bro. There was a movie that you decided not to go see.
Yes. So,
but yeah, I'm really glad to hear that was gas. But in that same vein, you finished Loki?
yes, I did.
Listen, they back at it.
Hey, bro, I'm telling you, Marvel's back. Like, they're good. They're okay now.
Listen, Marvel's sneaky, man. Because listen, you know, companies worth that much money. They know people talk. They knew that article was coming out. They had that Loki joint in the tuck, though. They had that Loki joint in the tuck, though. Like, hey,
that Loki is crazy, bro.
Said,
shout out Tom Hiddleston, man. For real.
Yo,
He's special. That's a special actor right there. And shout out to Owen Wilson. I love Owen Wilson, bro. I love Owen Wilson.
Bro, I love Owen Wilson, man.
And the Echo. The trailer to Echo looked fire.
Yeah.
The trailer to What If looked fire.
Right.
I love how they're doing What If. What If is 9 straight days. They're releasing all 9 episodes back to back to back for Christmas holidays. That's hard.
I love What If.
Echo is a standalone thing, so it has nothing to do with the MCU. It's just some Marvel shit. Yeah. And I like that. Like, not everything has to be watched now. Yeah. And they're only releasing one movie next year. Deadpool is the only movie coming out next year. They're going to focus on that, work that, and then they'll probably at the big nerd conference in August, they'll announce the rest of the movies. But I like them taking a year off. All right, here's the one movie we know it's going to fucking work. Yeah. Y'all go see that, enjoy that, and then we'll get back to our 3-4 movies a year shit after we've had a nice break.
And listen, the oh my God, it's over for Kang. If there was any character easiest to replace, it would be the character that exists in every universe at different versions of himself. Like when Lakeith Stanfield walks out there to be Kang for the first time,
nobody's gonna give a fuck.
Nobody's gonna care.
The movie he was Kang in, people didn't even like for real. So it's like ain't nobody gonna care. Ain't nobody gonna care.
It's crazy because I rocked with dude.
Yeah, I think he's a really good Kang.
Yeah.
Victor Timely is a phenomenal. He was killed that shit.
He was so
it was like, oh man, and then the way they man, that shit was fire. Loki's so fire, bro. Yeah. But thank you for sitting through this. Thank you for listening. We appreciate your eyes. We appreciate your ears. We didn't do this before the last show, and I'm sorry. Shout out to the women.
Shout out to the women.
Shout out to the women, especially the women of Atlanta. We love you. We see you. We appreciate you.
Winter coming up, baby. Put some tires on that car.
Come on, baby. Please. We don't want to see you crash. Tell your man to do it. And if you don't got a man, call me. Oh, God. Feel me.
Call me. I'll send you the discount tire, shorty. Don't trip.
I got AAA, baby. You ain't got a trip. You ain't got a trip. I got AAA. Oh, God. But I really do appreciate y'all. We will be back next week. Of course, you guys stay blessed, stay happy. Yep. And thank you.